Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Dear students, hope you are good. Welcome to this first online computer class. Our today's topic is problem solving from page number 1 to 4 of book. In our today's lesson, we will discuss about the problem solving methods in detail. So let's start our today's lesson. Introduction. We solve problems and make decisions every day, at home, at work, at play, and even at the general store. Some problems and decisions are very challenging and require a lot of thought, emotion, and research. However, whatever the nature of the problem is, we always try to find multiple solutions so that we can have options to choose the best. Problem solving method. Problem solving is a skill which can be developed by following a well organized approach. Programming is also a problem solving activity. If you are a good problem solver, you have the potential to become a good programmer. Problem solving methods are covered in many areas. Business students learn to solve problems with the related system approach, while engineering and science students use the engineering and scientific methods. Programmers use the software development method. Here are the steps to solve any problem. Number 1 is problem identification. Number 2 is specify requirements. Number 3, analyze the problem. Number 4 is design algorithm and draw flowchart. Number 5 is write the program, which is coding. Number 6 is test and debug the program. Number 7, implement the program. Number 8, maintain and update the program. Number 9, document the program. First, we will discuss about problem identification in detail. At this stage, the problem being solved is observed carefully. Major areas of concern are identified and irrelevant information is filtered out. Suppose we want to develop a simple calculator. Our major concern is how basic arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division are performed, how results should be displayed, how input should be accepted, etc. We are not interested in how the sine or tan are calculated. How is the quadratic equation solved? Now we are going to discuss about specify requirements. Most of the users cannot explain their exact software requirements. They are uncertain about what they want to do with the software, so they appear with a vague set of requirements in mind, which may lead to a wrong solution. This stage demands to make clear the user's requirements so that a proper solution could be suggested. This stage involves the information of a requirements document which describes the features the system is expected to provide, the restrictions under which it must operate, and an abstract description of the software which provide a basic for design and implement. Now we are going to discuss about analyze the problem. At this stage, the problem is decomposed into sub-problems rather on concentrating the bigger problem as a whole. We try to solve each sub-problem separately. This leads to a simple solution. This technique is known as top-down design, also called divide and conquer rule. Now we are going to discuss design algorithm and draw flowchart. Designing the algorithm requires to develop a finite list of steps to solve a problem. It is then verified that whether the algorithm solves the problem as intended or not. Writing algorithm is often the most difficult part of the problem solving process. Most computer algorithms perform at least following three steps. Number one, get data, which is input. Number two, perform computation, processing. Number three, display results, output. Now we are going to discuss about desk checking. Desk checking is the process of carefully observing the working of an algorithm on the paper for some test data. Algorithm is provided a variable set of input for which the output is examined. Draw the flowchart. After designing the algorithm, the next step is to draw a flowchart. Flowchart in fact maps the algorithm to a pictorial representation which helps in understanding the flow of control and data in the algorithm. Now we are going to discuss about write the program. This step involves the conversion of an algorithm to a program written in any programming language. For this purpose, programmer must know the syntax of the programming language chosen. The grammatical rules of a programming language to write programs are referred to as syntax of the programming language. Now we are going to discuss test and debug the program. This stage requires evaluating the program to verify that it works as desired. Don't rely on just one test case. Run the program several times using different sets of data, making sure that it works correctly for every situation provided in the algorithm. If it is not producing desired results, then errors, bugs must be pointed out and debugging. Debugging is the process of finding and removing errors in the program. Now we are going to discuss about the types of errors. There are three types of errors. First of all, we are going to discuss about syntax error. A syntax error occurs when the program violates one or more grammatical rules of the programming language. These errors are detected at compile time when the translator, compiler, or interpreter attempts to translate the program. There can be many reasons, for example, trying to execute a wrong program statement or command such as typing print instead of print statement or typing to assign a value to a constant such as 5 is equal to count, etc. Now we are going to discuss about runtime errors. A runtime error occurs when the program directs the computer to perform an illegal operation, such as dividing a number by zero. Runtime errors are detected and displayed by the computer and during the execution of a program. When a runtime error occurs, the computer will stop executing the program and may display a diagnostic message that helps in locating the error. Logical errors. Logical errors occur when a program follows a wrong logic. The translator, compiler, or interpreter does not report any error message for logical error. These are the most difficult errors to locate. Logical errors can be identified by just looking at the wrong output. Implement the program. Once the program has been tested thoroughly, it must be installed or it put into operation at the site where it will be used. This is known as implementation of the program. Maintain and update the program. Program maintenance is an ongoing process of upgrading the program to accommodate new hardware or software requirements and introducing minor improvements. A proper maintenance depends on the existence of complete documentation. And the last step of problem solving is document the program. Documentation is a detailed description of a program's algorithm, design, coding method, testing, and proper usage. Documentation is valuable for the users who rely upon the program on a day to day basis, and for the programmer who may be called on the modify or update it. Now we are going to move to today's homework. Here are some questions for you students, short questions. And question number 1 is define problem solving. And the answer is the process to identify the problem and then to prepare the proper logical solution of the problem is known as problem solving. And question number 2 is what is problem identification? And answer is the problem being solved is observed carefully so that problem can be understood and major tasks so performed for solution of problem can be identified, the irrelevant if filtered out. Question number 3. What is analysis? And the answer is the process of understanding the problem is called analysis. Question number 4. What is top down design or divide and conquer rule? Answer is the main problem is divided into sub problems so that each sub problem can be solved. This technique leads to a best and simple solution of the problem. This technique is known as top down design or divide and conquer rule. Question number 5 is what is desk checking? And the answer is desk checking is the process of carefully observing the wrong working of an algorithm on the paper. For some test data, algorithm is provided a variable set of input for which the output is examined. Question number 6 and last question is what is algorithm? And the answer is the step-by-step procedure to solve a problem is called algorithm. Hope you understand today's lesson. You have to solve these questions in your notebooks. Thank you.